Good morning and welcome to Take 10 for this week. Several months back, I was introduced to the term toxic positivity. Toxic positivity says things like, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade, or keep your chin up. Every cloud has a silver lining. It's based around a misconception that to be mentally and emotionally healthy equates to being happy all the time. Toxic positivity is forced. It's about being positive all the time, whatever the cost, regardless of the chaos and carnage that might be invading our lives. It's the expectation that we will walk around 24/7 with a smile on our face. Such positivity is often shared with the best of intentions, but the results are sometimes critical and guilt-laden. It lacks compassion. Now, please don't hear me wrong. Positivity is a good thing. It helps us develop coping strategies and build resilience. But the truth is, life cannot always be viewed through rose-tinted glasses. Sometimes life simply sucks. But neither am I advocating that it's okay to wallow in self-pity. What are the pitfalls of toxic positivity? Firstly, it is judgmental of people simply having a bad day. It negates the pain and hardship that either we ourselves or another may be experiencing. It can result in an avoidance or even worse, a denial of difficult emotions, which is not good for our mental health. It brushes over or even silences the human experience. Asking people to smile through pain and turmoil is both uncaring and unjust. It often leads to a place of loneliness and isolation in a time when connection with another human being is what we most need. It shuts down connection and, worst case scenario, destroys relationships. So, what can we do about it? Don't suppress or deny your own unpleasant feelings and emotions, and never negate such emotions in another person. Suppressed emotions often lead to increased anxiety levels, to sleeplessness, and a general decline in our well-being. Acknowledge that pain is a part of the human experience. It's part of our journey. By embracing and learning to deal with negative emotions, we will improve our resilience in times of trouble and distress. Recognize that failure and mistakes can play a positive role in our personal growth and character development. If handled well and wisely, negative feelings can lead us to a positive place of self-reflection and help us make sense of life's ups and downs. Learning to walk alongside others will improve our own ability to sympathize and empathize. It will, quite frankly, make us nicer people to be around. And lastly, be willing to forgive when you are on the receiving end of positivity that has become toxic. Unforgiveness never solved anything. In the Bible, the book of Job tells the story of a man who was rich, successful, and above all, faithful to God. But Satan is allowed to test Job, and he loses virtually everything: his children, his riches, and his health. Job has 3 friends who come to visit him. And in chapter 2, verse 11 of Job, it says, "They heard about all the troubles that had come upon him. They set out from their homes and met together by agreement to go and sympathize with him and comfort him." How wonderful a response is that? Well, it began well. They wept with him. They sat in silence with him for 7 days and 7 nights. Then it all went a little bit pear-shaped. And the next 34 chapters of the book of Job records what today might be identified as toxic positivity. Fortunately, it all ends well. God restores Job's health and wealth and family, and there is forgiveness amongst friends. But the whole book could be used as a guide to what not to say to your friend going through crisis. Maybe you've been on the receiving end of toxic positivity from a well-meaning friend. Do be gracious and forgive them. Maybe you feel challenged to be a friend who responds well, who sits and listens and weeps and journeys alongside someone else without offering up empty platitudes or a positivity that in reality is toxic. I'll see you next week.